See more toys here, and one thing I like as well as cars is small model ships and boats. And I collect quite a few of them. I like the Matchbox things and stuff like that. But I went on to Amazon and looked around, and I found this little pack. It cost about 18, 20 bucks after tax, free shipping. And it's a, I don't know, KVVDI 8 set of Battleship models. And it's got, you can see this pretty good. Let's see. You got the Vinces Type 054A Sacramento AOE1, a Salva class cruiser. That looks like the one that got sunk in Russia, I guess. Aegis combat system, HMS Hood, a Virginia class submarine, and a Chinese carrier Laling, which is, I believe, the Chinese carrier that's out in the South China Sea right now. So it comes, you got to assemble them, and they come in a little package. This is here. And it says it's a model kit or puzzle. So, but you build them. Doesn't look like they're really difficult to build. But I was gonna build them on camera here, but I think I'll spare you that and put them together and come back, and we'll see how they look when they're put together. Like I said, it just looks like they snap together, but they're pretty nice little model ships. I kind of like them. So we'll see what they look like when they're together. And first, I wanted to go through some of the ones that I've had a while. And this is a Matchbox C-17. It's the Sea Kings. And this is a 1970 Lindsay. It's a Corvette, K308 Corvette Convoy Escort. It's got little wheels on it and goes around. I bought it off eBay when eBay first started becoming a thing. And I don't know, I forget what I paid for it. I could look it up. I think I have the paperwork somewhere. But it just was always kind of a neat little model. You know, rolls, and you can't get those anymore. You can probably find them on eBay, I guess. And I don't know if they've gone up or not. And then this is another Matchbox, which is a K03 Battleship, a Sea King, 1976 Lindsay products, and or Sea Kings. And the 110, little guns all move around and stuff. This metal and plastic put together. And these are kind of cool. They're little patrol boats. Again, these are Matchbox. No, I'm sorry. Stand corrected. These are Dinky toys. This is Motor Patrol Boat 675 Air Sea Rescue 678, made in England. And again, it's got little wheels on it, and the guns that move, and the little boat and stuff. This one also, if you see, it had some kind of missiles or torpedoes, or the missiles that launched, but I never had those. I'm sure, you know, kids lost them. But you push this little guy down here and that'd let them fire. Choo choo. You could shoot them with missiles. So kind of a neat one. And then this is kind of the same thing, but has a Dinky toy, Air Sea Rescue Launch, made in England. No date or anything, but it's missing some of the pieces, are broke. The plastic's falling apart actually, and some of the guns or whatever on the front. So, but kind of a neat one. I don't think I paid a lot of money for it because it was damaged. And then I have these little ones that I had when I was a little kid, and these are Dewey, the Dewey. They're little model boats that you probably would have bought in a whole pack of them back in the 60s, I'd say. This one's missing the guns. This is the HMS Vanguard. And they're small, but I remember playing with these things. I used to push them around in the dirt. And the William T. Powell, USA, L306 GRT 1200. And then one of my favorite ones here is Manny, what's his name? Yeah, Manny the Reckless Mariner. And you can see it's kind of chewed up. Kind of a shame. I had a roommate a long time ago, back in the 80s, that she had a dog a little basset hound that run around, and it got into my room and found this thing and started gnawing on it before I caught it and stopped it. So he got it up here and he got it here. But you can find these things on eBay. I've seen them around. I've never seen the pink one before, but I always like Manny. He's kind of a crazy guy in a boating. And they made a bunch of these things in the 60s that were kind of the mad guys. And I'd maybe like to pick up some more of these, look on eBay or find some in a yard sale or at a shop or something. Very rare to find one, though. I've never seen another one other than on eBay. So anyways, he's pretty cool. So those are some of the ones. I've also got a bunch of Matchbox and things like that. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these together. We'll come back, put them together and look at them built and see if they look as good as these guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
24 hours later.
Well, I'm back. Put these things together. You're probably glad I didn't have you watch me put them together because they're not too difficult to build, but they are, or as a puzzle they say, but they are rather involved on each one. I'm going to start off here with the Vincennes. That's the first one, that #1 ship. And these things, they have a little number inside the hull. It doesn't say it on the bottom, but inside the hull it has a 1, a 2, a 3, all the way up to 8. And get this in the right proper shot for you. It's the Vincennes. And you snap these little guys on, this little antennas and mast and stuff. I found that the most difficult thing is that a lot of these things, they don't want to go in the holes. And first I was just taking the peg that goes in and shaving it down. But I found it probably easier in the long run to take my X-Acto knife here. You see it? A X-Acto knife, and to just circle out the hole a little bit and to get a good tight fit. Because some of them you couldn't even really push them in. So that took a little more time than I anticipated. But that's the Vincennes. There, kind of a nice boat, missile cruiser. I remember right. One that shot down the jet. I'm not sure. This one, #2, and again it has a #2 on the inside of the hull, but not on the outside. But #2, it's a type 054A. I'm not sure whose ship it is or what a type 054A is. But that's kind of a cool looking ship, similar to the Aegis looking ship, maybe Canadian or something, I don't know. I'd have to look it up and I'm too lazy. Maybe if you know, leave something in the comments and let me know. But that's ship 054A. It's like, again, it's a pretty cool looking ship. Got a helo deck. So it's a pretty good size ship. All right, we'll put that one back. And we've got #3, which is, see, I'll get this up to you, the Sacramento. And it's got all these little cranes that got to go in and stuff. Again, they were tough because you had to circle the hole out to get all those things in. I had to do it pretty much to all of these to get them to fit. They just would not go in. So, but that's a cargo, a supply ship, tanker, an old tanker. So Sacramento AOE1. So I don't know what that means. It's got a helo deck on it, another helo deck. But nice model. I guess it's the one that comes along and refuels them up. And #4 is the Salva class cruiser. And these little guys were kind of tough to get in. I think that's how they go. It's hard to tell from the picture from the Salva class schooner, here it is, of how these go in. And even if you look at the picture there, you can see it. So, I don't know. I think I got them right. It seemed like they'd have to shoot over the side of the boat, so rather than landing on it. So that's probably how it goes. That's the only way I could really get them to go in there. And but a nice looking ship. I think this is the one, the Russian ship that sank in the Ukraine war, if I believe I'm correct. It looks similar to the one that I saw on the news, or I don't watch the news, but saw online. Do not watch the news. Corporate news. Stay away from that stuff. Warp your brain. You see, the Aegis combat system. Like I said, it was the Vincennes, but I guess this is the Aegis combat system here. No, wait, this is the Aegis combat system. And I tried to cut those off, but that didn't really, they weren't hooked to anything. Only the little plastic pieces were hooked together, and you had to snip them apart with a pair of snippers here. But this is the Aegis combat system, which is, I think, similar to what the Vincennes is, but it must be a newer model or something. Aegis is a electronic warfare ship, if I remember correctly. But it was a pretty easy one to build. That was number 5. Well, we just did it. They come with these stands, and all the stands are basically the same. Let me show you one. Basically the same stand. They don't plug in or nothing. They just sit on top of them. And so they're really easy to, as you can tell, easy to knock off. So, and we'll go with this guy right here. This is the HMS Hood, which, I'll show you that. Now, if you look at this picture, this thing's backwards compared to all the other ships. And it kind of looks backwards too. And this is one that when I looked at, if you look at the drawing here, well, it's got the thing, I don't know, it looks like the front of the boat here, and it's got the anchors here. It looks like they turned this around, and they turned it around because here's the mast and all the other stuff up here. So I put it on backwards, and that's where I learned that if you put this thing together, they're tough to get apart, but I did get it apart. But yeah, it's a mistake here. This thing is 180'd on the upper deck part to the hull, because you see where the prop goes, but see where the conning towers are and these things. It's like that there. So that kind of messed me up a little bit. So if you buy this set, just be aware that's a problem with the hood. Put that one back there. And we got now the Virginia class. This was probably the simplest one to build. Sorry, I hit the thing again. But this was probably the simplest one to build. It really just had 4 parts. You put the top and the bottom together, the conning tower on, and the prop on the back. And it was the quickest, easiest one to build. That was nice. And but it's a nuclear submarine. Virginia class, got a lot of missiles on it, but nice submarine model. I don't think it's the scale of the other ships though. And last but not least is the Chinese aircraft carrier Liaoning. I don't know if I'm saying that right, probably not. Liaoning, something like that. I don't know Chinese, and I don't speak English very well, so much less Chinese. But if I remember right, this is a carrier that the Chinese bought from Russia that was not completed. They had gone through and refurbed it, had some problems initially out of the gate going out to sea or in port, but I think they fixed those problems and they're underway now with a carrier task group out in the Sea of Japan or out that way, doing something, getting everybody nervous about Taiwan. So, but it's a catapult type of jump jet type of carrier. I don't think it's as big as ours. It's rather probably smaller comparatively, but I'm not real sure. But anyways, but that's the models. The I don't know what you call it. KVVDI 8 sets of battleship models. They're just ships. But for $18, and you just have to take a little time to put them together. If you like little model ships, it's a nice set. I got it from Amazon. I recommend it. It was kind of fun to build. They're easy to build. I add them to my collection, as you can see, and the other stuff I got also. But anyways, I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.